You already know what to do. Subscribe, like, put it in the comments, and share the content. This way, we can help the channel grow. If it worked for me, it can work for you. Peace. Welcome to the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and this is the 4th annual Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, where they honor their legends, not just Bronx legends, but New York City legends. So follow me, and let's enjoy the extravaganza. All right, come on. Doing it live.
And 25 Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame Awards dinner. Please help me celebrate. Matter of fact, everybody stand on your feet. This organization has been for 4 years. Put on a base like this. For 4 years. Thank you so much. Yeah. My name is Dwan Doward, and I have the honor and the privilege of getting us started this evening. And as I look around and look at all of your beautiful faces, all I can think about is God is good. Let the church say all the time. And all the time, God is good. That is it. That is it. So I'm so excited to be here today. I reminisce on a conversation I was having with one of the board of directors, and he told me that this event right here is basketball heaven. And when I heard that, I was like, man, that's so appropriate, because this is a celebration. This is a celebration of the God we serve. This is a celebration of the game we love. And this is a celebration of the giants and the legends that built this game into what it is today.
That's right.
It's the reason why we love this game. It's because of their blood, sweat, and tears. And while most of us in this room right now, as a matter of fact, 95% of us in this room right now are not Hall of Famers, but tonight, we all get the opportunity to be a part of the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. That's it. That's it. So let's set the atmosphere. Let's celebrate our heroes. Let's have a good time. But before I get out of here, because I know you didn't come to see me, I'm going to get a few things out of the way real quick. Okay. So every year, we seek to create a better experience for you. You see how we started off. We're growing, we're building, we're getting better and better every year. And so with that in mind, we made some adjustments from years past, and so I'm going to kind of keep some things before you. First of all, let's celebrate the hall, right? And let's support the hall. And one of the ways you can do that is we got merchandise in the back. So we don't want to leave with anything. We got all types of stuff, t-shirts, bags, everything. So make sure you purchase some things there. We will have an auction right after dinner. So y'all remember the auction for those that have been here. So please be a part of that. And then we'll also have a raffle. I'll let you know a little bit later what that door raffle will get you. And then around halftime, we'll get a 50-50 going, right? So you'll pay, and 50, whoever wins gets half of the earnings, and the other half goes to the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, next thing, let's respect this space right here, all right? So we don't want any walking or anything right here. We have some professional photographers that we've allowed to walk in here, but we don't want any walking across this space that's right in front of me, okay? So let's respect that space. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Dwan, I want to get my pictures. I know you want to get pictures. So one of the things we're doing this year is that as the honorees come up here, we'll come up, They'll come up, we'll give them their award, right? They'll say their speech, and then when they're done, they'll walk this way and walk towards the back where it says Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame right back there. And then you all can get as many pictures as you want until they're tired and want to sit back down, okay? So that's the area for pictures. Please respect this space. Sound good? Y'all with me? Okay, good, good. Okay. Next, we got an open bar, right? So some of you already partaking, just drink responsibly, tip your bartender. We're gonna have a great time tonight. And finally, last thing I'll say is we want you to bring the love, bring the excitement, bring the energy all night long, okay? All right, so I'm done. Now, I gotta introduce someone that's pretty close to me. So without further ado, let me introduce to you a father, an entrepreneur, the founder, the president and CEO of the Bronx Basketball Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for Mr. Derek Dowers.
First of all, good evening. I want to welcome everyone to the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, class of 2025. And they said we couldn't do this. But before we start the program, I want to pay tribute to a person who has affected the lives of many of us. He's no longer here with us. I'm talking about Miles Dorch, the mayor of the Bronx. A man who has had a positive effect on so many of us. Mousy was a mentor, a coach, a friend, and a man of purpose and integrity. He will be missed for his kindness and his community service. You know what? I never saw Mousy lose his composure. Never. Was always smooth, cool. I used to try to get him up. He would just look at him. He'd be upset. When I first started this organization, he was the first one I went to. I told him what I had in mind, and he gave me his blessings. The information that he gave me was invaluable. And it taught me to be a better leader. I want to tell you the first time I met Mousy. First time I saw him. I saw him in PS 18. He was up on the layup line, and I looked, I said, hey, this dude should be playing football. He shouldn't be playing no basketball. Mousy had that physical stature, big, strong, but when he got on the court, I remember shooting them long jumpers. Mousy was a player. He definitely could play the game of basketball. And you know, when I looked at him, I never realized that that man would have such a major, I mean major impact on my life. I want to tell you the first time I played for Mousy, I walked into PS 18 and he came up to me with a tape measure. He measures me. He said, Doward, take off your shoes. Took off my shoes, He measured me. He said, good, you can play. It was a tournament that was 5, 6, and under. So when he took off, when I took off my sneakers, I made it. And you know what? We won that tournament, and I won my first MVP. I think I might have been about 10 or 11, something like that. But Miles Dawes, thank you. Mousy was like family to me. And speaking of family, I want to bring up Phoenicia Dodge and Miles Dodge Jr. Can you come to the stand front, please? What we're going to do is, I want everyone to stand. We're going to have a moment of silence, and then we're going to have a 10-bounce salute to Miles Dodge. Moment of silence. Everyone stand, please. Silence. Silence. Shouldn't hear nothing in here. Rest in peace, Miles. Before we start, Terry Lewis, come up front. Julius Allen, come up front. Steve Lebo, come up front. Who else? Rudy Combs, come up front. All board members, come up front. Chris Gallagher, come up front. Go-Go, come up front. Billy Robinson, come up front. Julius Allen, come up front. I want to address these guys right here because I know sometimes I get on their nerve, and I always tell them, I joke, I say, I know you guys hate me, but I know they don't hate me, and I appreciate everything you guys do for this organization, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So, to show my appreciation and show you that I'm not a bad guy. Not Rolexes. I got something better than Rolexes. Good. First one, Steve. Turn it over. Turn it around. Put it on. Put it on, Steve. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Everybody gets a jacket. Everybody gets a jacket. Go-Go, I don't know how you're going to wear yours. Go-Go lives in the Dominican Republic, so I don't know how you're going to do that. Terry Lewis, put it on, because we want to take a photo shot. Put it on, please. No. Look here. Look, these guys have been with me for 4 years. We have a new board member right now, 2 new board members right now, Kashif and Eric Harris. Kashif Pratt and Eric Harris, but I'm gonna tell you something. They're not getting a jacket yet because they didn't earn their letters. They just came on board. So if they stay with us, they will definitely get a jacket. Put it on, Julius. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Everybody got to put your jacket on. Dr. Timothy Banquet. Dr. Banquet, a man who's done, put so many guys into college, got them jobs, He's been serving the community for, I guess, over 50 years. At least 50 years. Reverend, please come to the front.
That I've been pushing for this for 4 or 5 years since we started this to honor this man who saved my life. I don't want to get too emotional, but there's probably 30 of us in the back who's played for Banquet. A lot of guys, they got flew in town from the McCray brothers from Louisville came in town, from Houston. We got brothers coming from Houston, took a bus, Bo Jackson, we come from Atlanta, we come from all over. Banquet got us all in the school. Fred Brown is in the house. We got him in school. It's a whole lot of us, and if I look around, would not have went to college if it wasn't for this man. And he's been a minister in the community and done a lot of different things. He feeds the homeless, he deals with immigration, but his basketball history, he hasn't been around the game in a long time, but we went into Harlem and a lot of different places and won a lot of tournaments and was being recognized as one of the best teams in the city. And it's all because of Reverend Banquet and Trio Crusaders, and I just want to show my appreciation. I got all my guys coming, and I just want to show my appreciation for what you've done for all of us. Thank you.
In my 50 years of ministering in the Bronx, there have been some great moments, and this is the greatest of them. Because all of these, thank you so much. Because all of these men were boys, and now they're men, fathers, leaders. And when I look back, I look back at sons. They're not ball players. They were my sons. And thank you. And I took all of them. Matter of fact, they fight to find out who's the first son. Gala. But I have been privileged to do a lot of coaching. Some of them weren't just Trio Crusaders. Some played for me because they wanted the honor and the opportunity. Lowe's Moore, Scooter and Rodney McRae that are here. I grew up in Harlem, and my next door neighbor was Cal Ramsey. For many of you don't know, Cal was first a baseball player, not a basketball player. And we went to opposing schools. I went to Seward Park with Shaq Sanders. Y'all remember him? And Cal Ramsey went to Commerce High School. And the biggest thing that happened in those days was for those two schools to come together. It was awesome. And in that, I thank God that I was able to grasp the desire to coach at an early age. And I want to be very short. I just given you some leverage with this little joke. Some of my members of my church know it. I was about to preach, and my wife sent a message up to me on a note. And this is going to sum how short I'm going to be. And on the note, it said K-I-S-S. So I didn't know what it meant, so I blew a kiss at her. And she said, no. So finally I got down from the podium, and rather the rostrum area, and I went to her, and I said, what is this K-I-S-S? She said, keep it short, stupid. So I tried my best to keep it short, knowing that the But this is a privilege of all privileges that I've been given today. I thank Julius and number one or number two son. Whoever I say number one, the rest are going to fight. But I thank God that I was privileged over the years to have been blessed to have coached some of the most miraculous ball players here in the city of New York that they went on to become famous. Thank you so much. Great job, Reverend Banquet. You affected the lives of many young men, I'm sure women also. Our next award is the Hugh Evans Officiating Award. Look here, without any referees, ain't no basketball game. So every year, we will honor a ref because they play an important part in the game we love. And the first recipient of this award is Ray Jones, better known as Ray J.
I'd like to give all the glory to God. Without God, I wouldn't be standing here today. So I'm going to thank Him first. And I want to thank the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame for honoring me tonight, and Derek and his staff, and I want to thank you again for that. And so happy to be the first recipient to receive the Hugh Evans Award, as he's been a beautiful person. I knew him before he went into the NBA, and I knew him after he retired from the NBA. And one of the things I would like to say, what he told me one time, I said, Hugh, how do you like officiating in the NBA? He said, Ray, it's so beautiful, but the only thing I hate, I gotta live out of a suitcase. And I said, well, don't worry about me. I'm never gonna be an NBA player if I gotta live out of a suitcase. So I just wanna honor some of my mentors that put me up and kept me from messing with drugs or in jail or in the street. And their names are Ollie Edinburgh, John Purvis, Billy Clark, Victor Jeffries, and Rosa Antoine. Without them, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I also want to mention the reason why I'm up here today is because when I got out of college, the first thing I wanted to do was work with teenagers in the Bronx and Manhattan community and motivate them, be their mentor, be a counselor, and help them, because what Mr. Ollie Edinburgh did for me, I wanted to do it back to the community. So I did that for 13 years, working with youth out of Millbrook, houses, Minister Townhouse, and PS48. Now, I just want to let you know why I'm up here, because I didn't average 26 points a game or 12 rebounds. I joined New York Football Association organization in 1969, and I became a basketball referee with Mousy, Bill Modest, and all of us. And what I did, I took it very serious, and I became a good basketball official. And I did 17 years in college, and over 30 years in high school doing varsity. So this is why, one of the reasons I'm up here today, because I became a good referee. And there's a lot of people, young guys, even though they're old now, but young guys that's in here, I ref their games, Julius Allen, and some of the guys I was here that I was able to help mentor. I'm gonna make it short. I want to thank my beautiful family who was the fourth table too. And I want to thank New York Samoa members who are here today and who were very supportive.
To some of the most exciting moments in sports. His voice isn't just part of the game, it's a legacy that has even been immortalized in the NBA 2K video game series. If you don't know, ask your kids or your kids' kids. So please, join me in welcoming the legendary voice of the New York Knicks, Mr. Mike Wojcicki.
Whoa. To use my best radio voice in the Bronx, the BX. I just came in from Los Angeles. I live in LA. All right? I've taken that flight so many times since 1982. Back and forth from the Bronx to Los Angeles. And yesterday's flight was a little rocky coming in, but as long as the pilot tells me ahead of time what's happening, I'm good. It was windy as. I want to thank you, Kim Special Blair, for nominating me. Bill Robinson, Derek Doward, and the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame for this tremendous honor and acknowledgement. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me, the Bronx? What's up? Y'all hear me, the Bronx? What's up? All right. I wrote this down. This this morning and I was tears in my eyes. I've been thinking about it for a long time. So I truly appreciate the love from my hometown. Thank you. I'm Bronx born, Bronx trained, Bronx made, baby. Wait a minute, let me put on my GD glasses. Hold on. I need glasses. Yes, that's better. Yes, okay. Thank you to all my family and friends who are here with me tonight. My siblings, Sugar and Chan, my nephew Brandon, cousin Moses, cousins-in-law, Robert and Jet, my mother-in-law, Irene, bestie Deshawn. Is her ass here? Late as a, wow. And my amazing life partner for 25 years, who supports me in all that I do and think about doing, Myra Gandy, love you. I love basketball. I love basketball. I truly do. Always have, always will. I thank my mother, Kimberly Wyndham, who would be thrilled over the moon to share this special day. Yo, y'all need to hear this. Like, what's up? Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Listen, listen, listen. I'm number 1, number 21, the real one. What's up, son? Yes. That was improv, by the way. My mom introduced me to sports and nurtured a path for me to follow my dreams. She actually planted the seed, telling me when I was 9 years old that as the oldest child, I had to lead the way for college and get a scholarship. And I was like, okay, Mom, I could do it. I'm like 9, I could do that, no problem. I vividly remember going into my bedroom, sitting on the edge of my bed, looking out the window thinking, what the hell is a scholarship? Thanks to Al Pemberton at Roberta Clemente State Park, he pulled me aside when I was in the 7th grade and told me it was time to make a choice. I used to also do gymnastics. I was real nice. I could really do backflips, back somersaults, all that, right? I was nice in gymnastics. But he said to me, it's going to be easier as a black athlete to get a scholarship to college playing basketball versus gymnastics. I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get this scholarship? And he broke it down. Excellent grades, top of your grade, good citizen. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So that moment was the end of my gymnastics career. My coaches at Roberta Clemente State Park, Al Pemberton, Mike Miller, Bill Miller, Mike Canton, and all the older female players who looked out for me, Rita Haywood, Jacka Brantley, Mary Palermo, and Marita Nudi Esanison. I looked up to all of you, and thank you for protecting me when I didn't know I needed protecting. Nudi was the epitome of a point guard, and I always admired her game and command of the floor and in the community. She recommended that I try out for Intercession Church, and that's where I met Mr. Phineas Black, who molded me into a point guard. I didn't know I was a point guard, but he did. Love Mr. Black and all of my teammates from Intercession and Riverside churches. Big thanks to my high school coach, Ms. Hamels, and all my teammates from JFK High School. Let's go Kennedy Knights. Especially my teammates Kim Jenkins and Rita Campbell. Much love to my USC Trojan family and all my championship teammates. USC, what's up? National champions 2 times. Yes. Jamea Bond, Yolanda Cynthia Cooper, and my girl, Cheryl Miller. Yo, did y'all watch our documentary, Women of Troy? Check us out. We have created an incredible bond, and when we see each other, today it's like we are kids all over again. One thing for sure, we all have winning spirit and a winning state of mind. All my USC coaches, Linda Sharp, Fred Williams, have made an everlasting impact on my life. I'd also like to acknowledge all of my dads, Bill Wyndham, Lyndon Prince, and Jerry Police. Also my brother William Wyndham and my cousin Randy Pop Hopper, who he and I used to hustle games. And my favorite part was when a guy on the other team would yell in exasperation, "Who got the girl?" All right, I'm coming to the end. I may take my time though, I don't know. Hold on. So there are so many stories to share, and what I will leave you with is the Bronx is my foundation. Inspired me, taught me to make a way when there is no way. And using my Buddhist faith every day, I'm conscious of the causes I make and do my best to encourage, inspire those around me. Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. Okay, Wyndham Table, what's up, Wyndham Table? Mel, Nina, Michelle, let's get ready to toast up. Thank you, everyone.
All right, welcome to Basketball Heads Live, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame edition. We're here for year 2, and this is their 4th annual Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. We're here with Bronx legend Herman Bo Jackson. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Blessed.
Man, listen, it's always a great feeling to come up to the Bronx and discover new ball players that, you probably heard of the name, but never got a chance to meet. And me being a Brooklyn guy, I'm always fascinated by all the legends that come out of the different boroughs, right? What does tonight mean for a brother like yourself?
Man, for me, growing up in the 70s, I graduated from Theodore Roosevelt High School in 1975, first team All-City. This means a lot. This is my first time back to New York in probably 20 years. So it was a special honor when Julius, one of the founders of the foundation, told me, "Bo, I need you here." Reverend Banquet, who coached me in all my AAU time in New York City, in the Bronx, was being honored tonight. I had to come, man. So it's just a blessing to see all the great athletes from back in the 70s, 80s, and even I seen some from back in the 60s. So it was a wonderful evening.
What was the competition level like, man, growing up in the Bronx, man, playing in the playgrounds?
Man, in the Bronx, we don't fool around in the Bronx. You have to be tough in the Bronx, man. And we played against some great Tony Price, who went to the University of Penn, got drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers. Butch Lee went to Clinton back in the 70s. And just some great basketball players. Butch Lee played with Magic Johnson and with the LA Lakers.
Also played in the Olympics as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Olympics. Went to Marquette, won a championship there. Just a great talent. It was great talent in the Bronx, man. Everywhere we went, every tournament we went to, you played against some top-notch competition.
Who introduced you to the game?
Oh God, let me see. I guess how I found basketball, or should I say how I fell in love with basketball, when I was 13 to 14. When I was 13, I was like 6 feet tall, and between 13 and 14, I grew like 5 inches to 6'5". And I just grew so tall. Every time I went to the park, the guys were like, "Hey, be on my team, come play." And that's how I started falling in love with basketball. When I grew to 6'5", I didn't have a choice. I just played every day and loved it.
And you know, we all know and love Bo Jackson, a football player, but you were the first.
Yes, I was the original. I'm older than Bo Jackson.
Right.
And like I said, like you said, he played baseball, football, and I played basketball. And like I said, for Theodore Roosevelt High School, it made All-City in 1975.
Where do you get the name Bo from?
It's actually a nickname. My real name is Herman.
Yeah, well, my nickname is Pooh, so I get it.
There was a cartoon character on TV named Bimbo, and my mother named me Bimbo. But the guys on the court would never call me Bimbo. They just shortened it to Bo.
Hey.
So we dropped the Bim, and it was just the Bo. And ever since I was 15 years old, it's just been Bo Jackson.
So how about if Bo Jackson heard about you and put it together? You never know, bro.
I met Bo Jackson. We actually met. I actually met. Somebody introduced us and said, you guys are both Bo. And we just laugh about it. Because sometimes when I go places, they think I am the baseball player. And he said he's been places, and they said, don't you play basketball? So we just laughed about it and just had some fun. So,
when you was growing up playing ball at Roosevelt, becoming an all-city player, do you remember the other all-city players that was in your class that came out during the time that you came out?
Yeah, when I came on 1975, was Bob Willis from Monroe High School. He went to University of Pennsylvania with Tony Price, who went to Taft High School, and he went on the University of Pennsylvania as well. Kimberly Belton is a producer with ESPN now, made All-City. He went to Stanford.
Wow.
And Limber Johnson, who went to Wichita State, played in the pros. He came out the same year. We all made All-City together, first team All-City together.
Wow.
So some great players that made it to the league.
And who was your rival school? Like, what was the school that you guys?
Clinton High School.
That was it?
Butch Lee,
And these guys had an advantage because it was an all-boys school, bro.
Yes, exactly.
Like, come on. Like, you could go to any gym class and get a team, man. I saw a picture of the 1967 team. And it's like 25 guys on the team.
That's true. They did have the advantage.
I was amazed. And the only time I ever saw that was the Alexander Hamilton team with Coach Ray Haskins. They had 24 guys on the team. I was like, what's this like?
Well, wait a minute. To their credit, it was all boys school, but they had some ballers, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had some guys that Tony Price, Butch Lee. I mean, these guys are well known in New York City basketball. These guys can really play. So they had some great athletes. They were Clinton High School.
Is Roosevelt still open? Or
No.
They closed something else?
Yeah, they closed it. I want to say, you guys will kill me in New York. I want to say like 10 years ago.
Okay.
It closed down because I had went back for something and it was closed. I was like, oh my God, yeah, so it's closed down. I think it's still there. I don't know what it's doing, something else, but the school itself, I think it's closed down.
So you reside in Texas now?
Yes, I'm down in Houston, Texas. I lived in Dallas for 26 years. My two daughters went to school in Houston at Prairie View, graduated, and they stayed in Houston. So I moved down there to be with my daughters, my wife and I.
Yeah, we have a kid here in Brooklyn, New York. He played for Canarsie High School, P.J. Singleton. He just signed with Austin P.
Oh, wow, okay.
He signed with Austin P, which is in Tennessee.
Right.
But, we have Josiah Jervis that just signed with Michigan State.
Wow.
We have the Ratliff twins, who dad played for the 76ers, Theo Ratliff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They signed with USC.
Oh, wow. So we got some
right now we got Hassan Karesi, Fordham, Dylan Perry, Monmouth. Right. So right now, in the short preseason that's been started here this season, 10 guys have committed.
Wow.
And there's going to be more.
So right now, what's the #1 high school team in New York City?
In New York City, that would be Steppenite, even though they located in Westchester, but they play in New York City Catholic School League.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So you have that, and then you have like Thomas Jefferson. You got Eagle Academy Bronx, which is in the Bronx.
Okay.
You got Eagle Academy Brooklyn, which is in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So there's a plethora of schools, but Last year, Stepanak won the Catholic School League, and Thomas Jefferson won the public school league. And then when the Catholic school and the public school played, Stepanak won that game.
Oh.
And their starting five is all Division I players.
Wow, okay.
They're starting five, all committed.
So there's still a lot of talent coming out of New York City.
Yeah, so don't believe the hype that New York is down, man. Because of guys like yourself who set the precedent, a long time ago and put that fire in the air. Guys are still breathing in those fumes, man.
Man, that makes me feel wonderful, man. That makes me feel wonderful because I love this city. This is a basketball city. I just love it. I can't say enough about it. Every chance I get to see somebody from New York City play, I run at the opportunity to go see it because I love the game that much and I love the city that much, man.
No doubt. And last question before we get out of here, man. What from tonight, and I know it's not over, that you're going to take back home with you as far as a memory?
Just all the guys I played against 40, 50 years ago, just to see them here doing well, being successful. What you have to do with basketball, and what we learned is you have to use that as an opportunity to better your life. And that's what these guys here is showing the younger guys. Basketball, if you use that basketball to take you around the world, it could change your whole life. It could change your family's life. It could change your whole financial future. And so seeing all these guys being successful, owning businesses, they were police officers, lawyers, doctors, that just makes me feel so good that basketball got us all that.
Dream came true in the Bronx, baby.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Keep on doing what you're doing.
All right, man.
And good luck to you guys, man.
Listen, if go on YouTube, type in NYC basketball history.
I'm going to do it.
And, man, have a ball, man.
Thank you, my man. Keep it up, man.
All right.
God bless you, my brother.
No doubt.
Thank you.
All right. We're back. Man, we have a true legend in the building. No other than the legendary coach, Steve Lapis. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Man, this is an awesome night, man. What does it mean to you to win this award and bring the Bronx guy yourself?
First of all, I'm all New York. So everywhere I go to this day, I don't know, I think that's how we all are.
Yes.
It's like, if you go to California, you go to Chicago, you go anywhere else, say, wait, I'm from New York.
That's right.
And
that's right.
You say that with a tremendous amount of pride. So being from New York and being a basketball guy from the greatest basketball city in the world.
Say it again.
Means a whole lot. And forget about college. Basketball now has changed because a lot of the kids here leave and they go to prep schools and and people don't know. If you look, a lot of the guys in these prep schools around the country are from New York.
Say it again.
So New York is still New York when it comes to basketball, no doubt.
I was just telling Herman Bo Jackson, man, that from what you guys did for New York City, guys and girls are still feeding off that air, right? That basketball aroma. We have 10 guys committed to go play Division I basketball, and you hear around the country that New York City is down, which is absolutely bonkers. You started out at Truman?
I was the head coach at Truman High School, and it was a different day then because in those days kids weren't leaving and going to prep schools. So the Catholic League, that was Kenny Anderson days, and there were great players at the schools. And what happened was a lot of the kids started going to Oak Hill and different places like that. And people didn't realize that these guys that were showing up at UCLA and at the great schools around the country were New Yorkers.
That's right.
But because they didn't go to New York high schools, nobody really knew it. So New York is New York. New York has always been the best. All right, Kareem, who, in my opinion, may be the greatest player in the history of the game. He grew up like 10 blocks from me in the Inwood projects. So New York is New York. Rod Strickland, Tiny Archibald. You can go name and name and name. New York is New York when it comes to basketball.
I'm a Lincoln guy. I played for Coach Bobby Hostet.
Oh, one of my best friends, by the way.
Okay, so he's gonna love it when I send him this, man. Back in those days in the 80s, man, the competition level was so fierce, right? And for you guys to come out of that pack and win a state championship, it was amazing.
It was a surprise, I got to be honest with you, because we weren't even really ranked when the season started, but that was because Rod Strickland, he went from being unknown the start of his junior year to being the best guard in the country by the end of the year, which that doesn't usually happen. Usually when a guy's a freshman.
Right. That's right.
Nobody knew Rod, and Rod all of a sudden became the best guard in the country. So we kind of rose with Rod. Rod took us to where we got. We had other good players, no question. But Rod took us to where we got, and to me, to this day, I always say to people, I think, and I don't throw this lightly, I think he's the best ball handler in the history of the NBA. I really do. If you look at him if you look at his YouTube stuff, you say to yourself, how does he do that? That's Rod. He's a great one.
I had the pleasure of playing with him in the Empire State games, and knowing that I was entered to my freshman year. Knowing I was playing with him, Boo Harvey, Derek Chivas, and those guys who I looked up to as a kid, and now get the chance to play with him. Being on a fast break with him, I was like, please don't miss this pass. Please don't miss this pass. I knew it was coming to me, but just to be in that position and seeing his magic on the court, because you get to see it firsthand. And it's a difference when you watch it and when you playing with him, playing against him, you don't want to do that.
No, my man had some magic, and
his hands was huge.
That's a good point. And he wasn't that big. He was only like 6'2", and he wasn't a great athlete. It's not like he could fly,
right?
But he had that thing on a string, like I've never. Both hands, and he could see everything. You know what I mean? You don't even know he's looking at you, and he sees where you are.
Yep.
He just, what they say? Sometimes you just got it.
He has it.
He had it.
That's right.
Whatever it was.
That's right.
He had it.
For sure. Look, you was one of the few coaches that was able to transition from high school basketball in New York City to the college ranks. How was that transition for you?
I'll be honest with you. When I first went to Villanova as an assistant, I was like shocked at how much I didn't know. So when Rolly Massimino, I worked for Rolly Massimino, so when him and the assistants, my first couple of days on the job, they would diagram plays. By the time I could try to figure out where the first pass was going, they erased them already. I had no idea what they were doing.
Wow.
So I found out early on, I think this is important in life. You got to know what you don't know. And if you know what you don't know, you're willing to learn what you don't know.
That's right.
And I worked hard at learning what I didn't know. And so that was the big thing. So I was willing to make the adjustment because I knew I didn't know a lot. I thought I knew something. I found out how much I didn't know when I went to college.
Wow. And the college ranks for kids that are watching right now that are probably going to bump into this video. What's the difference between high school and college from a coach's standpoint?
I think the biggest difference is that high school kids that are really good players aren't used to playing against guys that are just as talented as them athletically. And I think that when you're a high school player and you're a Division I player, you're a lot better than every game you play and every practice you play, you're probably better than everybody on the team.
Yep.
So you don't know what it's like to have to, step it up. And so I think the biggest adjustment is you go from playing against guys that you're much better than to playing against guys that are kind of similar. And then you find out what cream rises to the top. And some guys can do it, and some guys don't do it. You see it all the time. And a lot has to do with what kind of character you have and what kind of fight you have. Because if you get frustrated, it's not going to happen. So I think the biggest thing is you got to understand when you go up a level, everybody's like you. So why are you going to be different?
That's right. That's right. And to all the New Yorkers out there, What kind of message can you leave for them and all those basketball heads out there, right? The importance about coming from New York and staying in New York as a player.
You know, the biggest message I have is New York is the greatest city in the world. It's the greatest basketball city in the world. And, you know, we need people to mentor these kids. We need people to coach these kids because, you know, just having talent's not enough. Like I was just talking to Ray Haskins, who I coached against, you know, in the early 80s. He was a great basketball coach at Alexander Hamilton.
That's right.
And then we'll coach at LIU. You know, we need, and I'm going to say we don't have guys like that now. I'm just not as familiar with it, but you need guys, you know, that want to coach the kids, want to make the kids better, and are really into helping kids achieve what they want to achieve.
And last question, what does this award mean for you to be honored tonight?
You know, to be in, when I think of the people that came out of the Bronx, from a basketball standpoint, you know, you think about Rod Strickland and, you know, Ron Behagen and, you know, Floyd Lane and, you know, to have the opportunity to be, I'm not in that category, but to have shared the same thing that they've shared in basketball, and again, to grow up as a, you know, a 5'9". My father didn't speak English. You know, I was not that great a player, and to have the opportunity that I had to coach where I coached and to do CBS TV now. If it could happen to me, it could happen for anybody.
That's right. Thank you. And listen, we want to say we appreciate you for all the things you've done for New York City, all the players you helped.
Really appreciate it.
I know that, you know, I remember being a young freshman and watching you guys win the championship and saying, wow, no real size,
no way,
good guards. They had a big man who was undersized, and you guys won it all. So now that's an amazing feat.
You know what? One thing I'll tell you, if you got toughness, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we were tough.
Yeah. That's what Ross said too.
We were tough.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Coach Hartstein, I got your guy here.
Bob Hartstein, one of the great legends in the history of New York City basketball. No doubt.
Thanks a lot.
You got it.
All right.
Anytime.
Yeah. All right, we back. Basketball Heads Live, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame with Bronx legend Kevin Stark. How you doing, brother?
Pleased to meet you, brother.
Man, again, right?
Right, exactly.
Look, man, Coach Allen has been hitting my phone like, you gotta interview this brother. You gotta interview this brother.
Right.
Sending me your statistics, sending your accolades, sending me stuff they've been writing about you on Facebook. What does tonight mean to you to come back and see some old friends and people get honored tonight?
It's an incredible night. I wouldn't have missed this for nothing in the world. Reverend Banquet, Dave McCollum, those guys have played a major role in my life. Just to see all the faces that we haven't seen in 30 or 40 years.
Right.
Hey, man, couldn't ask for a better evening, brother. You could not ask for a better evening.
Wow.
Without
So
a doubt.
you was one of those guys running around the Mitchell houses playing with the early Gaucho crew?
Nah, I was with Trio Crusaders. We was the Trio Crusaders. We were the Gauchos.
So now give me that story, right? Because I've heard about what's supposedly been the first crew, right?
Right.
I never heard about the Crusader story.
Okay.
So bring us up to date with that right there.
Well, the main reason I'm here, I was the first point guard for the Trio Crusaders. Me, Julius Allen, Big Bo Jackson, Steve Bowles, Pretty Boy George Torres. We had a crew. Man. And we all started out together as midgets, playing in the Rucker. And we took tournament after tournament after tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did y'all merge with the Gauchos?
Nah. Gauchos were doing their thing.
There was because the Gauchos been around since '67.
How don't know if they were that. We were around before them.
Oh, okay.
And we originated around 69 or so, 70. You know, I was like 12 years old. Julius was playing with us. Who else was? Yeah, Dave had gotten the Gauchos together like around 74, 75, somewhere in that area. And I was a senior, junior at Stevenson. Yeah.
Okay, so what part of the Bronx did you grow up in?
Soundview.
Soundview?
Southeast Bronx.
And what was the basketball like for you growing up there?
Basketball was everything for us because if we didn't have basketball, unfortunately, a lot of brothers fell to everything else. A lot of really great ball players. But as far as we were concerned, we played ball. We stayed in every park. I even stayed out in Brooklyn playing ball. We was out there in Brooklyn.
Come on.
Out there
Guys uptown don't come down to Brooklyn,
we was
man.
in Brooklyn, Tillery Park.
Okay. Y'all stayed by the bridge. Y'all made sure y'all was by the bridge.
Yeah, you gotta think, you gotta be smart. You can't be crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta be smart. We used to take tournaments out there in Brooklyn too. Harlem. We played in every rucker tournament, from midget ball all the way up to seniors, pro rucker. Hey, man. Basketball history, brother.
What high school did you go to?
Stevenson.
Went to Stevenson.
Yeah.
Played there, starred there?
I was a captain. Started there. Went over to 5-star basketball camp as a junior. Met your man, Gary McLean. Gary mentioned me. Gary, I recruited Gary as my first player when I was coaching Gary up at 5-star.
Wow.
That's why he said to you, I was a major mentor in his life. Because Gary was good. He was sharp, man. And I saw that right away, and we took every tournament up at 5-star.
So you was just a winner from the beginning.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. We didn't lose. I had guys like him grabbing rebounds telling me, yo, Kev, you just run. We'll take care of this. We take care of the boys. Between Julius and Bo Jackson.
Who was some of your fiercest competition coming up?
Well, I like to say Taft kids. Drew Doward, Darryl Doward. We used to watch Butch Lee. We used to watch Alex Eldridge, Booby. We wanted to beat him. But those were guards. Tyrone was the #1 guard in the nation that year. But, you know, I had to show him what to do when I went up to 5-star. So, yeah.
And there's different levels at 5-star, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I was predicted. When I went up to 5-star, I didn't go on a scholarship to 5-star. So I wasn't a waiter up there. My coach, Ron Kestenbaum at Stevenson, got me there. I made the all-star team up at 5-star. You know, and when I got back to school, I had a bunch of letters waiting for me, brother.
What was your recruitment like?
Well, I could go. We could have went to the University of Detroit. I could have went to Hawaii. I ended up going to Centenary College in Louisiana.
Okay.
Because Robert Parrish recruited me, and they, you know, once I signed with Centenary, they took my coach also, Ron Kestenbaum from Stevenson. He came down there with me to Louisiana.
So package deal.
Package deal. Then we brought Rudy Mann down. George Lett came down. I played with Nestor Cora and Tyrone George at Stevenson. We had city championship teams. One year we were in the B division, and then we ended up playing against Ty Latson for the quarterfinals out in Brooklyn, right? And the final score was 27-25.
No shot clock back then.
Nah, that's a shot clock. Well, yeah, no shot clock. Well, our biggest
they didn't have no shot clock back then.
So our biggest guy was 6'3", Aubrey Adams.
Right.
So we know Canarsie has 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", and they're first starting. The whole team on their starting 5 made first team All City that year.
Was that the year that they went undefeated?
They went undefeated.
Yes.
But that's the story too, because when we played them out there, The final score was 27-25. Somebody blew a whistle. I stole the ball and threw it to my man, Tony Lawson, my backcourt partner. I threw it to Tony, and Tony hit a jump shot. And when he shot the ball, somebody in the crowd blew a whistle.
Wow.
So they said, no basket. No basket. So we ended up losing that game. Albert King, a whole bunch of brothers came from Brooklyn, came in and said, yo, Kev, y'all won that game. The referees cheated. They was throwing chairs in Brooklyn because they knew that we had won that game.
Now you're not just saying this because you're a Bronx guy.
Nah, I got proof. You need to talk to people. I got proof.
Gotcha.
That's exactly how it went down. Because then they went on to play Clinton, and I believe they beat Clinton for the championship game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we beat Power Memorial that year. We had to hold the ball. We stalled the ball because in the fourth quarter, that's when the coach let us go. But because our biggest man was only 6'4", we had to hold the ball. Me, Tony Lawson handled the ball so that when he said go, we went. Layup after layup. Layup after layup. That's how we stayed in games. But that was a great year in the PSAL, man. That's never talked about.
Man, there's so many stories that I want to catch up with you. I think we need to do another extensive version so we can kind of get down to the bottom of this, because I'm gonna have to research that story and see, if that undefeated team
right there,
was it, undefeated that year because they lost to Stevenson.
There goes our big man right there, right behind you.
Okay.
Aubrey Adams.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate it, Kev.
I appreciate you, man. Good meeting you, Glenn.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Take care of my man, Kenny Hutchinson, man.
No doubt.
I got him in Atlanta.
Will do.
All right, brother.
I appreciate you.
You got it.
All right. We're back. Basketball Heads Live with the one and only New York City legend and former NBA lottery pick, Ron B. Hagan. How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, man.
That's
doing
good.
well, man. Listen, this is such a fabulous night, man. I get a joy out of meeting so many new legends and people that came before me that set the stage in this basketball world. What part of the Bronx are you from?
I'm from the South Bronx, the Forest Projects. Very proud to be from there. 695 East 163rd Street, Bronx, New York. 10456, apartment 4A.
I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah, the thing is, how many people from our neighborhoods get an opportunity to do the things that I was able to do? Not many.
And that love for basketball propelled you to playing high school, college, and then into the NBA. What was that transition like for you?
Well, the thing is, basketball, we played the game. I played the game just because I enjoyed playing the game. I didn't know where it was going to take me, but it prepared me. Not only did growing up in the neighborhood prepare me playing ball, but it prepared me for dealing with tough times in life.
Those obstacles, to be able to get over them, huh?
Well, the thing is, there's always obstacles for everybody in life, but if you can make it in New York, as the song says, you can make it anywhere.
You can make it anywhere.
And I believe if you make it in the Bronx, especially the South Bronx,
that's right.
You can make it anywhere. Yeah.
That's right.
Bronx is tough.
What high school did you attend?
DeWitt Clinton High School.
So you were another DeWitt?
There was a lot of DeWitt Clinton guys there.
DeWitt Clinton still to this day has the public school record for the most city championships.
Oh yeah. And let me tell you something, people don't realize it, but there's also a lot of guys that has played pro ball, or some type of pro ball, including pro ball overseas. Guys that went on to do some great things. I mean, we were at school, he had a lot of boys. It was all boys school.
It was all boys school. Y'all had you and boys and
Boys High.
and Boys High has the most city state championship for public school because it's an all-boys school.
All boys school. So, and the thing is, what else you gonna do? There's no girls to distract you. You play ball. You play ball, you know. And I remember playing growing up. I lived right across the street from a park, a playground.
Yes.
And so the court was right there, and then across the street from that was another playground. Hilton White Playground was a block and a half away. Hilton White, one of the guys that coached a lot of us growing up. Mr. Reed coached us, but Hilton coached Tiny Archibald, so did Mr. Reed. We just had some great people in the neighborhood that kind of put us under the wing. And I learned how to play at the Harlem YMCA originally for a gentleman by the name of Ollie Edinburgh. And Mr. Ollie ran the program at the Harlem YMCA. The Boys of Yesteryear was some successful gentlemen that put up the revenue to help us to develop. There was always somebody in our neighborhoods that was behind the scenes that you never knew anything about that helped people to succeed, young people like myself, because I was looking for ways to screw things up, there's no question.
I didn't know that about Boys Yesteryear. That's some great history, because I played in the Boys Yesteryear tournament in Harlem.
Boys of Yesteryear was the organization that supported the ball players from the YMCA. Yeah.
So who was Elliot Edinburgh?
Ollie Edinburgh was a brother. I think he went to Benedict College. He sent a lot of people from the neighborhood down to Lombard. Mr. Reed, who coached me, went down there. Ollie Edinburgh sent Mr. Reed to Benedict College. A lot of guys went to Benedict College, one of the historic black colleges. Yeah.
And who was your coach at Clinton?
A guy named John Wiles. Yeah. I don't know what John. It was the only white coach I had until I got to college.
Once we learned the game, we were able to pass it to other guys in our neighborhoods, and then the community coaches picked it up.
But not my experience. It was Ollie Edinburgh, who's a brother from Harlem, that did a lot for the brothers, including for Mr. Reed, Mr. Hilton White, and you'll be surprised if you go back, you'll find that it was the brothers in the neighborhood that helped a lot of us from my.
Oh no, I know that for sure. I know that for sure. Yeah. And I'm just talking about early on. Yeah. Early on, right? When we look at the early basketball in the 40s and 50s.
Oh yeah. But back then, yes, because the brothers, they might have had Ollie and Mr. Reed and them. They might have. I don't know their history, but I know. For me, in my era, it was the brothers that did it. Now, later on, they had Riverside and all. Those were not prominent programs when I was playing back in the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. So, when...
I'm right behind you. Okay. He's a friend of mine.
Yes.
Interview. Yeah.
So, when you started your college recruitment, what was that like? Because today, guys are able to get paid legally.
We were not allowed to get anything other than a scholarship, room and board.
Same here.
That was it.
Yeah.
Anything else, you were in violation of NCAA regulations, rules and regulations. Yeah. So a scholarship, room and board.
And where you get the scholarship to?
I went at first to College of Southern Idaho in Twin Falls, Idaho. Then I went to the University of Minnesota. But check this out, that little small school, Ricky Sobers went there, a guy named Rich Kelly, a guy named Al Davis. Al Davis played some professional ball later on. And we had a lot of ball players that went to school there, and you never know it. And it was just that I had a coach by the name of Coach Jerry Hale that played for the legendary Hank. University of Oklahoma. USA Olympic coach for years. He was the one who won all those championships in the Olympic Games. It's some deep history if you really check it out, yes.
Yeah.
And so the things I learned from Mr. Reed, which was the basic parts of basketball, how to win games, how to play, how this game can propel you, the lessons you learn in basketball, if you can transfer those skills that it takes you to be a good ball player in basketball, you can transfer those skills, it can make you good in anything that you work at. And it's called work ethic. Deal with the basics and build on it.
And what was Minnesota University in the Big Ten back then?
Big Ten, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. University of Minnesota is one of the Big Ten schools. Now the Big Ten might consist of 18 schools. Who knows?
Yeah, well, we had a kid in New York City that just signed yesterday to a Big Ten school, Josiah Jervin for Archbishop Stepanak. He's going to Michigan State.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good coaching.
Yeah.
Great legacy.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So, when you was getting drafted in the NBA, how many rounds was it?
It was. I don't remember, but they only have 2 rounds now. Or something.
They only have 2 rounds.
Two rounds now. I think it's about 7 then. Yeah.
I think either my sophomore, junior year, when they cut the rounds down to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
And what pick were you?
It's number 7. And that was the class of, I think it was 72, 73 season. And I was a 7th player pick. My teammate at the University of Minnesota, Jim Brewer, was the 3rd player pick.
How did you find out?
They called me. I can't remember.
They called you. It wasn't like the big stage.
No.
Right?
That's a TV production. That's about making money.
Yes.
And it's, the fans are so crazy about it. There's so much money involved in big time sports. I mean, if I'd have known that, man, I'd have went into being a agent.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd have been an agent or something because there's so much money involved. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
So, what can you take from tonight? Once you leave
tonight, the job that Derek Dow is doing and Julius Allen and those guys is fantastic. I'm on one of the boards to help them select the players, and I recently got on there, and I just believe that the recognition that you give guys, it's something that will go a long way, but also this night, getting people together, that folks to see each other. I haven't seen them in a long time. I saw Tom Hoover, hadn't seen him in a while. I went over and spoke to him. I met Lapis, Coach Steve Lapis. So you get a chance to touch base with some people. I always see Bob McCullough at these events, and my family came out last year when I was inducted into the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. So, I think those guys are doing a fantastic job, and whatever I can do to help, I'll try to do the best that I can.
Well, it's been great sitting down to talk to you. I've learned a lot of things just sitting down these couple of minutes talking to you.
Yeah. Well, if you live long enough, what they tell me is when I see people and they say, good to see you. And I often say, better be seen than viewed. So I'm just happy to be here. Good to meet you. Good. Thanks a lot for
Yes.
Yeah, you
Thank
take
you.
care. All righty.
All right.
Let me hurry up. My cab is outside.
Okay.
This is yours.
Yes.
Take it off, because I'm sure I can get some money for that.
All right, we back. Basketball Heads Live. We here with the one and only Mr. Carl Crump. How you doing?
Pleasure to be here. My honor. Pleasure to be here.
Hey man, this is a beautiful night, man.
I'm telling you, and what makes it so beautiful is the fact that the gentleman that taught me a lot about what I know about basketball is being inducted tonight. And that's Donald Adams. He was my first coach, believe it or not.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. I lived in Harlem, and I went to Cooper Junior High School. He was my gym teacher and my first coach. He had the time, his junior high school basketball team was so good, I actually couldn't really make that team, but I used to go to the gym and just watch those guys play.
Wow.
They were like pros back then. But I caught up eventually. But also, Donna Adams, another reason why I'm here tonight, we went to the same college, Savannah State University. A lot of people didn't know this, and it's not in the program, but Donna Adams graduated from Savannah State University, magna cum laude.
I hear that.
Okay, magna cum laude. How many coaches or even players graduate college magna cum laude?
Not many.
And that speaks to the fact that a lot of his players, he stressed books before ball. A lot of the players that came up under him went on to colleges, got degrees, and became productive members of society. And one player, my best friend, Clifford Moeller, who he coached in junior high school, and then he took him to Taft. So he had 6 years of Donna. And to me, from there, from Taft, he went on to University of Nebraska. And to me, all around, I think he was one of the best basketball players in tri-state area.
Man, Taft has some tough players, man.
Tough players. Oh,
Taft
yeah.
has some tough. Did you go to Taft? What high school did you go to?
I went to Fashion High School in New York City. You know,
and it's a different name now.
Well, it's not a different name. When I went there, when I first got there, they had Fashion Institute of Technology, which was the college.
Right, FIT, yes.
FIT, they had.
But the high school,
it used to be needle trade.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Fashion.
Gotcha.
I went to Fashion.
Okay.
And I think my basketball team was the last basketball team from that school that went to Madison Square Gardens for the playoffs.
Wow.
I'm going back to the 60s.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Man, who were some of the people that you came up playing against at your position?
Oh man, I done went up against some of the greatest. The Tiny Archibald, the Willie Worsley, who's in this Hall of Fame, the Bubba Dukes, you name Pablo Robinson, Walter Robinson. I played against all of them.
Wow.
And Charlie Scott's, you know, Austin Cars, you know. And when I played pro Rucker for 11, 12 years with that Millbank team, which features Pee Wee Kirkland and Joe Hammond. See,
how was that, man?
See, a lot of people don't realize I was the third guy on that team. They call, you know, I had to wait until they left,
right?
You know, to really throw numbers up. But you know, both of them was offensive machines. They'll give you a 50 piece in a minute.
Now I heard like all of Joe Hammond's stories are true. Is it the same for Pee Wee Kirkland?
Oh man, he was a score machine. I mean, pound to pound, I think there was two basketball players, pound to pound, you couldn't stop them. One was Tiny Archibald, and the other one was Pee Wee Kirkland. Mm-hmm. They weighed maybe $150, soaking wet, but shit, you couldn't stop them from scoring points. Well, Tiny Archibald, good friend of mine, led the NBA in scoring and assists. Same year.
It'll never be done again.
You're not going to do it again. Nobody's going to do that. Because for one, a lot of these players today are selfish. You know, they think they got that eat first mentality. They go score first, pass later. Those true point guards, to me, Stocktons and guys like that, taking the pass.
Yeah, Rick Pitino said there's no more point guard, so who knows, man? You got a lot of guys that want to score 40 now. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you.
Yeah,
Mr.
like I said, Donald Adams, great basketball mind. He was before his time. He was legendary. I mean, the things that his players learned was enough to help them go on to colleges and be standout players. And I'm one of them. I learned a lot from Donald Adams, but most of what I learned came from Milbank under Roger Buster Bryant.
And Milbank's is a program that's still around.
Oh yeah. We produced a lot of.
Well, Coach Rose is heading the program right now.
Yeah, and then you had Kelsey Stevens down there with the girls.
Yeah.
And he turned out Franklin Edwards 76ers, filled up Sean L. Scott.
Yeah. Good
he
guys.
had a lot of good pros.
My friends,
A lot of good pros. And again, he's legendary. Guys coaches that really cared for the players. They were like father figures, It wasn't just basketball. They were there for you. I think I spent more time in the damn gym in Milbank Center than I spent it in my own house because Buster kept the gym open 7 days a week. It was like no days off. And he only got paid for 5 days. But he would come down and open that gym.
Right.
So we can practice. Yeah, he like I said, between him and Donald Adams, I can say both of them were responsible for my life in terms of they introduced me to basketball. And basketball became my life. High school, college, I'm in my college Hall of Fame. I went in with Shannon Sharp, the football player. He went to Savannah State.
Yeah.
We went in the same year. We didn't go to school at the same time, but we were inducted the same year. But,
I'm glad we got a chance to talk to you and celebrate you tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a great night. Great night for a lot of people. I see a lot of names on the program, past and present, that are very good friends of mine that I played against. We're still friends, like the Tony Archibald, the Willie Worsleys, Miles Dawes, God bless his soul. I did something with him 2 years ago that turned out real nice, he was a really nice man.
Well, I appreciate you.
His son tonight, he had a great day.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Crump.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take it.
All right.
And also, the staff that put this together, I coached Julius Allen. He's doing a good job.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I just flip sides, and I only do it for the queen, New York City legend, Miss Kia Vaughn. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Look, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. What does tonight mean to you?
It means a lot to me. A Bronx native, New York native, obviously, born and raised in the Bronx. The Bronx is home. Obviously, for all of those who were born in the Bronx, we know how hard it is to get out of the Bronx. So it's a big accomplishment, and I'm very happy that they, recognized me, and I was able to come back home.
Got a lot of people here supporting you. A lot of people happy to see you. When you was coming up, how was New York City basketball for a young lady like yourself coming up in the trenches?
Ooh, when I was coming up, New York City basketball was it. We had the traveling AAU team. High school was popping also. Everyone wanted to beat everyone. The big names, Epiphany Prince, myself, Crystal McFadden, Crystal Bellinger. There was so many names, Shannon Bobbitt. The names go on and on and on. And back then, that time was actually actually amazing. Me, myself, now when I look back, it was an exciting time, and I actually miss it.
Man, girls basketball is still huge in New York City.
Yeah.
Right? So is on the boys' side. But the legacy and the culture that you guys built for these young ladies and young men to follow, I think is definitely says a lot for what you guys did for us.
Yeah.
Right, coming up.
The culture with basketball-wise is great. It continues to grow just like the WNBA. There are a lot more younger girls that are aware that they can do anything and they can play basketball just like the boys do. And it was always exciting to play at Rucker Park, Riverbank, Dykeman. So to see them still going and thriving at this time, it's been maybe 15, 20 years for me now. So yeah, it's amazing.
You're at your height and your stature. You were able to dominate so many, players back then and throughout your career. What was it like for you adjusting to the height as, I had to do and so many others who have that growth spurt?
So I did have a growth spurt, and that's when my mom was like, you have to do something with yourself. And it was from 12 to 13 years old. Just picking up a basketball was odd to me. Obviously, I played tag and all the New York Street type things.
That was our training ground.
Yeah, that was fun to me. But overall, being able to adjust to the growth spurt, knees hurt first.
Yeah.
But trying to figure out just middle ground, your core strength, everything. I had some great people around me that actually helped me. But naturally, I was like a dancer. I like double dutch and stuff like that. That made me more athletic. So in itself, the New York kid in me helped me be the best basketball player I could be.
With the NIL deals that's happening right now, right?
Yeah.
How would that have looked when you was coming out?
You NIL players have it great, let me tell you. I speak about this often because, big time schools, they have big time players and they bring in that money from the school system, whether it's football, basketball, whatever it may be. If I had the opportunity, I would have milked it just as much as everyone else is milking it. And it's just it's a safe haven and a saving also because you have players who are great in college who get injured, just like football players, and they don't have the opportunity to go pro. So having that money to help their families and everything else, it's really, really big. And then you don't have to worry about the recruiting and people doing underhanded things and getting in trouble because who you are pays for it all.
And that transition from high school to college and to the next level, what was the difference maker in you getting to the top level and playing basketball?
Just surrounding myself. God placed these people in my life because, we're not I wasn't raised in the social media era, so I wasn't aware of the people that I should be around. But fortunately for me, God guided. He guided my hand, and the right people fell in my corner, and that helped me tremendously. Like meeting Apache, rest his soul, got me a scholarship for high school. Because if not, my school would have been Taft. So I don't know, well, you Bronxer. But I was fortunate and grateful to be able to travel to go to high school, and then from there, being able to travel and having my coach with me, I was seen for college. I got the scholarships. So scholarship-wise, and then just working hard, and again, having the right people around you got me to where I needed to be for the draft.
Well, I know you got some people waiting for you, right? I would love to get a nice extensive interview with you.
Oh, yes,
right?
yes.
So we can have some fun.
You have to let me and my dad know,
Definitely. So I can give you my number or just say numbers, then we can go from there.
Or we can do anything.
That's right, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Kia Vaughn. Yes.
Thank you so much.
We're back. Glenn Pooh Harding, Basketball Heads Live. We're here with New York City legend, the one and only Rhonda Widow.
All right.
Got it right?
We'll work with that.
We'll work with that?
Yes.
Well, first of all, you got my cameraman laughing at me.
Yes.
This has never happened in Basketball Heads history, but I'm glad we're here with you tonight.
I appreciate it.
Honestly, it is an honor. It is an honor. Not too many people that I've known that come from New York City that played at USC. We had two young men, they're twins, the Raptor twins from Archbishop Stepinac, who just signed with USC.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's a major accomplishment.
Beautiful. Please connect. I have to connect with them.
Yes.
Yes,
the
and give
Theo
them all
Ratliff
the love.
sons.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love Theo Ratliff's
They're
game.
7-footers. They can
Oh,
shoot.
I love Theo Ratliff's game. Yes.
Yeah. But speaking of you, what can you say about tonight?
You know what? Getting love and acknowledgement from your hometown, from the place where you grew up and made it happen, like when you were trying to figure it out and just do your best, and for your hometown to acknowledge your efforts and your accomplishments and your struggles, it means everything. I'm so honored, so honored.
What was it like for you growing up in the Bronx playing basketball?
I loved it. You know, basketball was always my safe haven. You know, it was actually my way to get out of the house too. You know, Roberto Clemente State Park was a place where my mom felt safe and comfortable for myself and my siblings to go at any time. And, you know, the directors, you know, Al Pemberton, you know, he took such good care of us. And they made sure, you know, this was in, you know, the late 70s, early 80s. They made sure that there was a court designated just for the girls. We advocated for that, you know, and so, you know, we had our own court. We could play there at any time, and it was just so much support. You know, I went through the city playing, you know, in all different places, and I learned that basketball, you know, gave me a certain identity. I remember when I was at Kennedy High School, and it was a time, it was a phase where they were snatching chains.
Yes.
Folks,
yes.
it would be a crew that come up to your school and snatch chains. And I was outside, and the crew came, and they were snatching chains, and they came right near me. And this brother said, "Yo, she plays ball, leave her alone."
That was the rules back then.
Yes.
The street guys let us live.
Yes, they were like, "Leave her alone." And I had, you know, I had a lot of credibility. I had a lot of love in the city. People supported me, and I loved playing throughout the city. You know, playing outside. I had my canvas cons.
And you had to play against the guys too.
Oh yeah, we played against guys. You know, Roberto Clemente with my cousin Randy Pop Harper. We used to go to park. We would do a little hustle going on. I sit on the sideline. He called next. He picked me, and it was my favorite. We'd be giving it to him. And at a certain point in the game, the dude that was guarding me, he's like, "Who got the girl?" I love that.
Wow.
That made me feel good all the time.
And you would get in the court and smoke the guy.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was fun. A lot of fun.
With the transition that's happening now with the girls and the guys with the NIL deals,
yes.
and you coming from the Bronx heading out to USC,
yes.
How would that have looked for you?
Oh man, I mean, I didn't even know, because I came out the year before they paid for the girls to take recruiting trips.
Wow.
So we had to scrounge up the money for me to even take my recruiting trip. You know, I made sure that I was taken care of when I was at USC. I'm from the Bronx.
But how did you get there? What was the process of you getting there?
Yes.
'Cause that's like unheard of.
Yes. At that time, you know, it was the late 70s, early 80s. Me playing with Riverside Church, and
Bingo.
then, you know, me playing in Riverside Church and having the opportunity to play all over New York City. And then I had an opportunity to play in the very first blue chip basketball camp for girls at the Poconos.
Wow.
And the director there, Mike Flynn, it was Mike Flynn and Dick Weiss. Mike Flynn, he brought out so many college coaches. And, you know, I was trying to get players together, Pam Leak and another player. I was trying to get them together for us to go to Rutgers. But Mike Flynn had bigger plans for me. He called the coach at USC and told her, "You need this point guard." And they had Pam and Paula McGee at that time. Cynthia Cooper was a freshman, and they had gone to the tournament. And USC started recruiting me. So my junior year was, imperative to my next steps as a player. And that summer, I actually dislocated my finger. It's still jacked up. It's still jacked up because I played in the Empire State Games every summer.
There you go.
I played in the Empire State Games.
There you go.
And it was the week we were leaving and we were practicing, and the ball hit my finger and jammed it. And my finger got squished all the way back, and they, popped it out. At that time, it was a metal splint that got put on my finger, taped it up, went to Empire State Game, put in work. We won the championship.
With that gold medal, right?
Came back. We had the sweatsuits. Do you get the sweatsuits?
Yes.
Those yellow sweatsuits?
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
And came back. I went to hand therapy. I'm an occupational therapist now, so I went to hand therapy, and they said that it was nothing more they could do, that they were going to have to break my finger and reset it. And I was like, well, and this is my senior year now. I'm like, so, when am I going to be able to play? And they said, oh, you're probably going to miss your senior year.
Oh, no.
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, can it get any worse? They're like, no. I'm like, I'm good like this. So I've been like this since I was 17, and it's fine.
And you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm a righty, so it's like, this palms the ball like this. This is perfect. Right. It's perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What was it like for someone like yourself from New York City to go out to California and play at USC? It's a whole different world out there.
It was a whole different world, but one of the reasons I chose USC is because the campus was in somewhat of a city atmosphere.
Yes. It was in the neighborhood.
And all the schools that recruited me, I had a lot of offers. All the schools that recruited me from down south, I was like, I'm not coming down south. There's no way. I'm not. I came to USC's campus, and it was amazing that it was in the neighborhood. I felt comfortable, and Cheryl Miller and I were roommates.
Wow.
And so I named us Country Mouse and City Mouse.
Country Mouse.
Because she's from California and LA, but she's from Riverside.
Yep.
So they're out in the sticks. So I was the City Mouse, she was the Country Mouse. We thought we were living large. She had a little refrigerator, I had a little TV. We thought we were doing fantastic in our dorm room. And we battled. Our practices were just as hard as the games. Everybody was challenging one another. Every day was almost a fight, but it was out of love because it was competition, and we pushed each other. And if we call any of us today, it's all love. It's like we were right back there. Today many of us have bought courtside seats for the women of Troy. We're there for Juju and the whole squad. We go to the games. We have community.
Wow.
Yeah, and we still mentor the players. It's an open door policy at USC, and I really appreciate that.
Now, listen, there's so many more questions I want to ask you, right? But I want to save it for our episode, if you're willing to come on
absolutely.
Basketball Heads.
For sure, anytime.
And we can have some fun on there.
Absolutely, for sure.
No, this has been an honor.
Thank you.
And just give me one thing you can say about tonight as a whole.
Tonight is epic. Epic. It's so many people, players, coaches, administrators that make it happen for so many people that no one knows about. Their name is not in lights, it's not in the papers, they're not in magazines, but they're the heart of the game. And to be able to acknowledge them and give them love and give them flowers now, it's everything. And so I want to commit to being a part of this, for many more years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of